There is a lot of craziness going on out there in the world, but let's get back to business, friends. I want to prep you for your shopping trip, your stocking up trips, what's out there that's in shortage, what issues are we seeing on the store shelves. Let's talk about that. I'm going to show you what's going on here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I'm also going to be discussing what you guys have been saying generally all around the board as we go through the store. I'm going to let you know what you guys are saying about different things, and we're keeping an eye on certain things because of your comments as well as what I'm seeing here. Without further ado, let's jump right into the pictures. So let's start at Walmart. That's how the pictures kind of landed. Seeing some different bins that were empty. This is a Saturday afternoon, so things should be pretty full. Not into the evening too much or anything like that. That's when you start seeing more shortages, just generally just from stocking. Frozen bread items like pancakes. We've been seeing kind of issues there for a while, but I don't think people, people's frozen pancakes and frozen waffles, because they can't operate, they can't stir a batch of pancake batter or waffle mix. That's just a little short there, but we've been seeing that for a while. Ice cream was a little bit low, but it's just beginning of summer, so not too much of an issue there. Some of the frozen potatoes a little bit low, but nothing too bad there. The frozen fish looked pretty thin. There were a number of things missing on the frozen fish section there. Didn't get a picture of that. The frozen vegetables, there were some items that were out as well, especially the great value stuff. That's what we've been seeing recently, is the discount stuff seems to be the stuff that's disappeared first. There was sugar on the end cap, but it was all fronted. Not very effectively, but they tried, I guess, to kind of make it look like they had a whole bunch of sugar. Though when we get to the sugar aisle, you'll see that it wasn't understocked really. I don't know if I actually took pictures because it wasn't so bad. Peanut butter actually looks pretty good, just not much great value peanut butter. It's mostly all name brand. Coffee section did look kind of low. Now, here's my thing. Like, do you really think that most people stooped down to pick the coffee from the bottom shelf? Like, is that where do people really like go, this convenient coffee here? No, I want the inconvenient coffee on the floor. Like, so you can tell what probably happened here is people are taken from that top shelf, and eventually they just kind of, the workers moved the coffee up. And that just shows that it wasn't restocked, but, and then they just kind of left the boxes down there to kind of take up space. Before we go any further, we do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. If you guys were just interested in just asking some questions about what you can do with your retirement account, whether getting into gold, silver, or platinum, but there's the phone number right there on the screen. If you want to check them out, call them directly. Cool. Do mention this channel if you do move forward with them so that you do get that setup fee waived, right? But no obligation. You can just look at the phone number there and give them a call and ask them this or that and see if it's a good fit for you. Anyway, so we have coffee creamers looking pretty good, but not as much as I would normally expect. They did seem to expand that section again, the powdered stuff. Frozen canned fruit and pineapple and that kind of stuff, a little bit low there. Peaches particularly. We did have a pretty bad harvest of peaches last year, so maybe that's kind of where that's coming from. I don't know. But we haven't seen widespread shortages of anything like peaches or pineapple. So, though chocolate prices, cocoa prices are going up through the roof. So expect to see Hershey syrup, chocolate syrup, anything with cocoa in it. Expect those prices to go up. Expect availability to start being more of an issue because it turns out that the harvests in the Ivory Coast and whatever the neighboring country was again, where like 60% of the world's cocoa comes from, just those two little countries. Basically, the harvest there was actually worse than what they had thought. And so actually the cocoa shortage is actually worse than what people were expecting. So that's just news of that coming out, just caused cocoa to go into hyperdrive once again. Tomato stuff. We're hearing some rumors out there that there's some issues with tomato, which would explain why we're seeing some kind of issues with ketchup for some reason. Cisco has been kind of warning about what's going on with canning tomatoes and also and ketchups. Rices. I mean, you'd expect to be seeing the great value rice, right? But you're not seeing very much great value rice. It's a lot of off brands, a lot of brands I've never seen before. But I know some of you guys are going to be like, oh, I recognize that brand or that brand. But it used to be like great value rice was like the big thing that they had lots of. But now, not so much. Canned jalapenos, canned beans, just a little bit lower than what I'm not used to seeing. Vinegar, a little bit low. White House, some of you guys say that that's a regular brand down south, but we've never seen it up here. So up here it's been Heinz, Great Value, and that's about it. So, you know, but they're bringing this brand up. I don't know. Some of the Del Monte and Libby's green beans are, I mean, just like a few cans left, right? This is Walmart. That's not how it's supposed to look. And then it looked like some of the sauerkraut was a little bit low. I didn't see way back in behind there. Looks like there's some more back there. So sauerkraut's kind of an odd one. Though it does use a lot of vinegar, right? Mashed potatoes. It just, they keep expanding the stovetop stuffing and the stuffing mix, taking out more and more real estate of the mashed potatoes. It just seems like the mashed potatoes are getting kind of pushed out of their space. You can see plenty of Keystone chicken, Keystone beef, Keystone ground beef. They started stocking the little cans there. Be careful about that, right? Especially if you're ordering online. Watch out for them using, you know, people, usually it's not the main sellers, it's like the side sellers. They'll kind of make you think that you're getting the big cans, but then, you know, they're actually offering you the small cans. But the big cans are a 28 ounce, I believe. So that's where you can get the biggest bang for your buck, is getting the big 28 ouncers. But make sure you're not paying much. Like if you're paying more than $10 for them right now, you're getting ripped off. So like try to get around $10 or less for any of the 28 ouncers, pork, beef. As you can see, pork right there, $8.82, and the other the beefs and stuff like that should be just under $10. It looks like they actually have the shredded beef at $8.82 as well, which looks like that might be in the wrong place or something. Usually it's the ground beef is what's $8.82, and then it's usually like $9.80 or something like that for the regular beef. Anyway, Spam looks fairly well stocked. I've heard some of you guys talking about canned chicken shortages out there. I haven't seen those here, like the Great Value cans, 4 packs particularly. I'm not seeing that here, but we will continue to monitor that. If you guys are seeing that out there, let us know. If you guys have an update that you'd like to share with the rest of the group, please make sure you just use the word update somewhere in your comment. I use that to filter, to bring those to the top. And so make sure the word update is somewhere in there. If you do updated, it'll still come up. Or if updates or whatever, it's fine. Just make sure the word update is somewhere in there. And give some sort of geographical location too, right? Comment on this video or any videos on this channel. Tuna just looks like they just threw a whole bunch of garbage there, doesn't it? But availability is fairly well there. Name brand pasta is looking pretty good, but then when you look at the non-name brand pasta, the great value pasta, it's a lot less. Some issues there, and everybody seems to be grabbing the garden rotinis, which is my favorite because I like making my pasta salad. But this is a little bit of an eyebrow raiser. It looks like they really had a bunch of people grab a whole bunch of ramen noodles. So that could be just people stocking up for picnics, but anytime you see people start really grabbing a whole bunch of ramen, that makes you wonder if there's something going on or people are concerned about something. It may be getting stocked up for hurricane season down south or whatever, but we'll see if that persists. If you guys are seeing any run on ramen noodles where you are, please let us know about that. Still seeing issues with beef and chicken bouillon, particularly the great value stuff. The name brand stuff's fairly well stocked, but great value chicken broth and beef broth is low. Pasta sauce, not fully stocked. And then flour was a little rough, a little spotty. Once again, not sure if that's just a temporary stocking issue locally here. Seed oils, we have been seeing issues out there. Soybean oil is having an issue because they're maxed out in production. That's what Cisco was saying. We'll have the weekly market update coming out, I believe, tomorrow morning. So look for that. That'll give you more idea what the professionals are saying about shortages, what's hard to get, that kind of stuff, especially with the fresh produce and everything. But we are seeing that there are genuine vegetable oil and canola oil issues out there. And of course, we're seeing olive oil issues out there too. Prices are up dramatically, and we're seeing that availability of olive oil is also getting spotty out there. So if you need your olive oil, go and grab it when you see it, right? Water, just distilled water, not looking the greatest. Spring water even low. Bottled water seems to be pretty well stocked. Not seeing issues here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania with bottled water. Some of you guys out there are saying that bottled water is having an issue, particularly down in Tennessee and southward. I think that is maybe people getting stocked up for hurricane season. But you shouldn't be seeing outages. It just might be a little inconvenient for you. $1.72 for 12 eggs here. That's for extra large eggs too, supposedly. I don't know whether to believe that sign or to believe the box over top of it, but I'm going to probably believe the box above it. $1.72 for a dozen large eggs is kind of what we're seeing here in Pittsburgh, both at Aldi and as well at Walmart. They got the baking cookie dough kind of stuff, a little shoddy. When it comes to margarine seems a little bit low. Butter seems to be fairly well stocked, except I would say that the unsalted butter looks a little bit low right there, doesn't it? That's, I don't know, maybe some people just stocking up on that, at least locally. Some of the creamers looking a little sad, but the coffee creamers, definitely, some of them seem to be having an issue there. But other than that, I would point out, for those of you who drink sodas and stuff like that, the Walmart brand Sam's Cola and Dr. Thunder and stuff like that, they did bring that down price-wise down to $1 a bottle. It was like $1.50 something per bottle. I think that sale is bigger than just Pittsburgh. So be aware of that if you do want to get stocked up on soda and stuff like that. If you don't like soda or you don't believe in soda, you can just ignore that one. Anyway, some of the other sugary drinks and stuff like that, especially the summer kind of stuff, was kind of pillaged. So, but that's maybe to be expected this time of year. Sour creams, cottage cheeses, really low compared to what we're normally seeing out there. So that's something to be watching, some of the dairy issues. This is an end cap, so it doesn't mean too much, but it does look like the iced coffee with the creamer in it and stuff. Milk looking fairly well stocked there. I'm not going to say that's too rough at all. That's pretty good, right? Let's go over to Aldi and see what we're seeing there. Well, hot dogs here first before we go. Hot dogs looked, but then again, summer again, so that kind of makes sense. Okay, over at Aldi, seeing some of the fruits and vegetables a little bit spotty, just like we were seeing over at Walmart. So that's when you start seeing some confirmation there. The jugs of vinegar, gallon jugs, look like fairly well stocked there, but then when you look at the little bottles of white vinegar, not well stocked, and no jugs of apple cider vinegar, right? Tomatoes, not as well as they should be, really. Prunes have been short the last couple weeks. I don't know if that means anything. Canned, jarred, whatever, dried prunes, a little bit low. Some of the dairy out there, once again. So dairy is a little spotty, just generally. And then some of that's cream cheese there is missing. And some of the hot dogs missing. So seeing that once again. So not just one-offs. The ramen noodles look better over here at Aldi. So I don't know. But the beef broth completely gone. And the chicken broth is less than half of what it normally should be. So, and then like things like tomato sauce. There's one dented can left, and that's it. But other tomato products were not too bad, so I don't know what to tell you. We saw the corned beef and the luncheon meat low here at Aldi last week, and they seem to be fully stocked this week. So that was probably just a delivery issue. And olive oils, a bit low, and they're replacing, they're putting the avocado oil and stuff like that up there to kind of supplement as best they can. Grapeseed oil, trying to get people over to some other oils that are healthy, but, not like soybean oil or canola. Some of the sugars, some of the less processed sugars were short. Processed sugar, plenty of that. Some of the fresh items not fully stocked there. That's kind of what I'm seeing here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Please do let us know what you guys are seeing where you are. And if you want to check out another video on the channel, there's one right there on the screen. If you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold, there's a link around the screen there to get more information from them. All right, friends, thanks so much for joining us. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.